What's going on, guys? I've got a review here today from Which e-liquid. Ice menthol, a blue and a tobacco. I didn't actually get to choose which flavours I wanted, but I did get to choose that I wanted them in zero nicotine. Which e-liquid is a UK based company in northern England, up Lancashire I do believe it is, and they make them fresh to order. So as soon as you place your order with them, they'll make it the same day in their clean room facility. I'm going to be trying these liquids on a Sigeli 150 watt. Obviously, I know what menthol is and I know what tobacco is. I'm unsure what the blue is. The name blue to me means like if you was to get like a slush puppy from a cinema or something and you'd have blue, it would normally be like a blue berry or a blue raspberry. So I'm hoping that it's going to be something along those lines, as I do like that flavour. And it is, yeah, it is. It's like a blueberry, slush puppy, ice pole kind of smell. Delicious, I love that. I love this flavour. I like the fact it's blue as well. I'm actually going to re-wick this for each juice that I try. I've got some organic Japanese cotton here. I've been to all the vape conventions in the UK. I've never heard of this brand. You head over to their website and place an order. You can select what nicotine strength you would like. I generally go with zero nicotine because, well, that way at least I can do a review on the actual flavour. I'm not reviewing the nicotine that they've used. I've got that all juiced up now. They do actually use a blend of 50-50 PGVG as well, which they think works best. Well, they say it works best for their recipes. And they do actually make over 100 flavours. 25 watt. And I have actually got this on a plume veil, single coil build, as I'm pretty sure you vapors can already work out. Oh my, yeah. That tastes like I am vaping a slush puppy. A thick, syrupy blue berry slush puppy. Massive vapor production as well. It does also depend on what kind of coil you're using and how well you've wicked it, but it also depends on the juice. I mean, if the juice is going to be a higher PG, then obviously you're not going to get a dense cloud. So it's nice to see they've used 50-50 in there. It's nice to see that you can actually get quite a big cloud at just 25 watt. Impressive. And that flavour is really impressive as well. It tastes just like a slush puppy. Just like that word blue. I mean, if you're familiar with a slush puppy or even an ice pole, if you was to get one of them ice poles as a kid that I remember, they used to have like a little seam in the middle and you would snap them. And I don't know, you'd give half to your friend. Well, you're supposed to give half to your friend. I wouldn't. I'd just have two different pieces. But it tastes exactly like that. It's a sweet, a really sweet blue syrupy flavour. It's not an all-day vape for me. I'm a breakfast kind of guy. I like my breakfast juices, etc. But for a bit in between breakfast, you know, and whatever flavours you progress onto, I'd say an hour of this is absolutely fine. It is a taste of my childhood. And like I say, an hour a day, I'm more than happily use this. Not getting any dry hits yet. But I am going to re-wick this now and move on to their tobacco. I'm going to leave the menthol till last because, as I've said in previous videos, I find menthol to be a really strong, overpowering flavour, and the residue of that menthol taste can actually, you know, linger on coils for several days. So I'm going to leave the menthol till last and move on to the tobacco. Just burn that excess juice off of there. Fresh piece of cotton. Just going to put a few drops of that on there. It doesn't actually smell disgusting. I mean, I've had some in the past that, I mean, that's the reason why I stopped smoking, because I couldn't stand the taste and smell of the actual tobacco. And when I was a smoker, I was a menthol smoker, guys. So I wouldn't smoke anything unless it had a menthol tip in there. If I didn't have a menthol tip, I wouldn't smoke. And I'd prefer to just be pissed off throughout the day at the fact that I haven't got a menthol tip. But this doesn't smell dirty. It's the first tobacco that I've actually smelled that doesn't smell like an ashtray. That's actually really nice. Wow. That doesn't taste like an ashtray. It doesn't taste like a cigarette. It is actually, whoa, what kind of taste is that? It's not tobacco. Surely that isn't a tobacco taste. That isn't a tobacco smell. That's a nice smell. That doesn't, I'm not familiar with that being a tobacco smell or taste. No way, either they've ballsed up on the labelling or that is actually a really nice flavour. I'm going to get a second opinion of this quickly. So you got to tell me what flavour this tastes like, okay?
Bit of marzipan.
Marzipan? Yeah. Tobacco.
Really?
I know. I'm saying either they've messed up or that is actually really nice. What does that smell like to you?
Marzipan.
What's it say on the label?
Which tobacco?
Tobacco.
Yeah.
It does actually smell like marzipan. However, it does say tobacco. So either that isn't tobacco, is it?
Tastes like marzipan to me.
Yeah, that's not a tobacco. No. Okay, now as my wife just said, this is either marzipan with a tobacco label on there, or it's just their version of tobacco. Now, my personal opinion is that is not tobacco. I don't like tobacco juice. I don't like tobacco. I don't like that flavour. I don't like that smell. This actually smells sweet and cakey. She used the word marzipan. I would totally agree with that. It tastes really sweet and dessert-like. It's not a tobacco. So either they've just ballsed up on the labelling, and which is an easy mistake to make when you're making it fresh every single day. Every time an order comes in, you're making it from scratch. That's quite an easy mistake to make. But like I say, I don't know too much about this company, so tobacco it isn't. But that's a good thing for me because I don't like tobacco flavours. Again, a good amount of vape because they use 50-50 ratio on all of their juices. I'm pretty sure you can't specify a 70-30 mix or whatever your personal preference is. I think it's just 50-50 from what I read from their email. But like I say, guys, that is not a tobacco flavour. It may say tobacco on the label. I will be getting in contact with them and just confirming that. But yeah, I'm kind of glad as I don't like tobacco. So thanks, Which E-Liquids. Thank you very much for sending me a marzipan flavour in a tobacco labelled bottle. Anyway, moving along. Strip out this old cotton, that delicious marzipan flavour. And we'll move on to the last flavour, which is their menthol. Again, all their bottles are just standard. It just says it's a sample bottle. I'm not sure if this is actually how you would get it if you buy it. I mean, it looks perfectly fine to me. It's got their brand on there. It says Premium UK made e-liquid, but it does actually say sample bottle. So you never know. You might get a bit of a nicer label with a bit of artwork on there. You may not. Just open this menthol one up. But yeah, this is just kind of a bit of a laid back review today. I mean, I've been busy all day today trying to roll out reviews. I've had some complications on the software that I've been using currently on the computer. The computer's not registering it, so I'd get halfway through editing a video and then all of a sudden it would just delete itself, which is an absolute joke. But nevertheless, I am here. It is quite late in the day. Okay, that's definitely menthol. That I thought for a second there that might be tobacco, but no, it isn't, guys. That is actually menthol. Right. Final piece of Japanese cotton going into the plume veil. Woo! So hot up here today. That's the missus putting the heating on because she thinks it's winter, even though we're still in October. I am very picky when it comes to menthol. I actually made my own when I used to build coils, and as every vapor tends to do, you have a little dabble in a bit of PG, VG and flavourings. I just used to use the menthol crystals crushed up, a little bit of warm water just to put the menthol crystals in a bottle, put that in a little bowl of warm water until they start to dissolve in the PG, VG mix, and that was it. If I wanted a stronger strength, then I'd just add a few more crystals. But yeah, that was a bit of a DIY version. I have had some recently that have absolutely blow me away how good they are, like how much they linger. I could literally blow a cloud and someone would walk into the cloud and know exactly what kind of flavour that was. Obviously menthol, it's not a complex flavour, it's quite a basic flavour. Everyone's familiar with what menthol smells like. I mean, if you've ever used mouthwash or had a Wrigley's chewing gum, for example, then other brands are available, then obviously you are going to be familiar with what menthol is. Although I have had some really nasty menthols in the past that I've opened, tasted, and they tasted quite nice. Some tasted just, you know, fine. Put it on the shelf, come back a few weeks later, and it had gone from a menthol taste to a curry taste. I've absolutely no idea how that, you know, transition happens, but it went from quite a punchy mouthwash flavour to a not very nice curry. So this smells like the kind of stuff I used to make. So I'm going to just assume that it isn't a complex mix. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. $3.99 a bottle though, guys. I mean, that's not too sad, but you are getting 10ml at the end of the day. And as far as menthol goes, I wouldn't recommend people buy menthol because it is so easy to make yourself, and you can do it a hell of a lot cheaper. But in way of other flavours, as far as they're concerned, then yeah, I think they're great. And that blue is absolutely delicious. But we'll give their menthol a go anyway. Oh my god. Okay, you know when I was saying about how I would make it stronger if I wanted it stronger? Woo! They need to make this a little bit weaker. 25 watt is too much for that, guys. Absolutely blew my socks off. Yeah, I used to label my own little bottles. I used to call them Ice Blast because when it used to hit your throat, you used to get like an icy cold sensation. But Jesus Christ. I'm trying to do a big lung here. Woo! Wow, that is like Vicks vapor rub that you would put on your chest and on your back if you got a cold. That is really, really strong. Don't get me wrong, if you like menthol and you like strong menthol, you'll like this. But if you're anything like me and you like a little bit of a peppermint, a little bit of like a complex mint sort of flavour going on, which ain't hard to recreate yourself, you know, I will say that. This is just a really strong, basic tasting menthol juice, unfortunately. And I do believe 100% that I can recreate this and have it a little bit more complex than currently they have it set at. So yeah, I wouldn't. That's too strong for me, guys. Coming from someone who absolutely loves menthol, I did say at the start of this review, at the start of the menthol review, that I am a little bit fussy when it comes to menthol flavours. I know how they should be and I know how they shouldn't be. I'm not saying this is no good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's a little bit too strong for me. Very cold, very icy on the throat. It lingers. My nose is actually starting to run. Yeah, don't get me wrong. This is an awesome juice if you're trying to get over the flu and you want to, you know, flush yourself out with some Vicks. Great tasting juice. It's just not very complex, guys. My wife just had a go on here, and the first thing she did was, "What? That's like vaping Vicks." But yeah, I would recommend their blue, and I would recommend their marzipan tobacco. Like I say, guys, I will get in contact with them and I will follow up on this video, as I don't believe that is tobacco at all. But $3.99 for 10ml isn't so sad. I mean, it's not necessarily the cheapest juice, especially if you're buying a tobacco and it comes as marzipan. Or if, yeah, anyway, that's it. That is from Which E-Liquids. You can head over there. It is www.whicheliquid.co.uk. It's on the back of their little card as well there, and I will be putting it down in the link as always. So thank you again for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Yeah, plenty more reviews to come, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.